then the balance of power in this Club 100 Premier Class Sprint Championship may have moved decisively in the first final. Phil Ingram starts second in this final. Sam Garford on grid 4. Jamie Jenkins starts on grid 10. But for Kieran McCullough starting 14th and Brenton Miller starting last in 22nd, their championship is on life support. Joe Richardson pulls off in the pace cart. Dan Butler has pole position. Look out for Trevor Randall on grid 3. They're charging to turn 1. It's Butler from Randall. Chris Powell coming round from grid 5. He's through to third. Ingram trying to hold off Sam Garford. And Sam's lost momentum. Dan Butler has a clear lead over Trevor Randall into Christmas Corner. Chris Powell runs wide and Ingram goes third ahead of Wesley Godwin. Somewhere in that pack, Kieran McCullough is trying to put a move on somebody and it's pulled clear. Brenton Miller stuck in the middle of it though. You can see him at the back having contact with Pete O'Connor and Ben Yeomans. And Laucombe was on the grass. So it's Butler, Randall, Ingram, Godwin, Powell, Lister, Garford, Jenkins, and McCullough's made a great start. He's up to 9th place and Miller's come through the pack. Brenton Miller doing his best, putting a move on Simon Mace. But it's Butler on a line all of his own into the boot ahead of Randall, Godwin, Powell, Ingram, Garford trying to put a move on Phil Ingram. But it's Ingram around the outside of Chris Powell. It's been a frantic first lap. But it's going Dan Butler's way in the race. And Phil Ingram's in the championship. Jenkins puts a move on Jonathan Lister. Better momentum out of turn 1. Up to the top of the hill. Sam Garford looking at the inside of Chris Powell. But it's Ingram putting a move on Godwin for third. Can he hold off Wesley Godwin down the hill? Turning out of Ashby. Butler ahead of Randall. Ingram holding off Godwin. Godwin now concerned with Chris Powell and Sam Garford. Oh, and someone clipped the cone there. I think that was Trevor Randall. Butler turns in on his own line. Randall fending off Ingram. Godwin under real scrutiny here from Chris Powell. But he loses momentum and is now into the clutches of Sam Garford. Ingram looking to the inside of Randall. It's not there. Can he get a run out of turn 1? Up the hill, who's got the momentum? Here comes Phil Ingram. He's inside, he's on the brakes, there's not much grip, but he's made it. He's made that look very comfortable. And Randall has fallen back to Wesley Godwin. So Butler turns into Parker with Phil Ingram behind him. Goes narrow into Chapman as he does as a rule. Is he going to go defensive into the boot? Yes he is. Oh, here comes Phil Ingram. Oh, he's just about kept that on. I think you can call that going all in for the championship. So end of lap 3, Phil Ingram leads Dan Butler, Trevor Randall, Wesley Godwin, Sam Garford, Chris Powell, Jamie Jenkins on the grass. He'll lose out to Lister into turn 1. Arvin Natakis is 9th ahead of Martin Bond. You'll be wondering where Kieran McCullough is. Well, I'm afraid he fell off at Christmas Corner a lap and a half ago. He currently runs in last place. 26 seconds behind the leader here, Phil Ingram. Down the hill, Wesley Godwin. Has he got a run on Trevor Randall? Well, he's going up the inside. Can he get it turned? Yes, he can. But Trevor can get it turned quicker and keeps his momentum up. Sam Garford looking to turn it over the top into Parker. He can't. Will he try it at Chapman? Godwin trying to go up the inside. That line's a slow momentum line off the corner, and he loses out to Chris Powell. Dan Butler is not finished with the lead of this race and victory. Nothing to race for. Phil Ingram's got the whole championship on the line. Well, we're midway in the second final, and it has to be said, the class of this event are up front. Phil Ingram, Dan Butler, Trevor Randall, Sam Garford, Chris Powell doing well to hang on in 5th place. Powell trying to put a move on Garford. Garford can't afford to be taken out by anybody. Dan Butler looking to the inside, but not seriously into the boot. Is he laying some groundwork, just seeing how much retardation he can manage. Further back, Sam Garford's trying to put a move on Trevor Randall for 3rd. Marvin Natakis, a nervous entry with Jonathan Lissett at the turn 1. It seems to have paid off on the exit. Chris Powell inside Garford and Trevor Randall into Christmas corner. Look at the camera lens. It's looking like it's raining again. There may be no spray, but there's less grip. You can tell by the way the drivers are clearing the visors. Randall takes the opportunity to take back 3rd place into Parker. Downhill to Chapman, clears his own visor. Hand gesture, is that help me or get off my bumper? Oh, Chris Powell takes the position straight back again. They're not going to work together to try and catch the leaders, that looks fairly clear. Although Chris Powell now wants some help, but Randall's already up the inside at the pit bend. And Sam Garford's coming up beside Chris Powell. Shouldn't really turn in. No, he's let him go back past. And Wesley Godwin's coming back to them. Garford to the inside, looking to get on with this. Up to Christmas corner. Powell on the brakes. Cuts in tighter, loses out, and Garford's looking to the inside of Trevor Randall, and he's put him on the grass. Now where's Randall going to come back on? Oh, he's put Garford on the grass. Well, that helped neither of them. And they've slotted in behind Arvid Natakis. So that's Sam Garford down to 8th place, ahead of Trevor Randall in 9th. And possibly facing a penalty for Sam Garford. Avoidable contact. It was his move that put them both on the grass. Talking of other championship contenders, Brenton Miller from the back of the grid. Here he is. He's made it up to 11th place. I can tell you that Kieran McCullough, who fell to the back of the field, has managed to recover to 17th. Phil Ingram moves on to lap 8. 3 laps to go. Still ahead of Dan Butler. Can't shake him off. Chris Powell is 3rd, ahead of Wesley Godwin. It's a great run now from Arvin Natakis, up to 5th place and ahead of Jamie Jenkins. Well, Sam Garford's fallen in behind Trevor Randall. I suspect he's given him that position to avoid the penalty. Well, lap times have dropped 5 seconds in the drizzle. Chris Powell has pulled a few cart lengths on Wesley Godwin. Arvin Natakis all crossed up. Very nervous in the steering. It's not the best way to drive it in the wet. He could fall off in front of Jamie Jenkins and take him out. Could prove costly to his championship. Oh, and Evangelos has gone off. Well, it's been coming for a while. Oh, and Randall's managed to pick off Jamie Jenkins, who's possibly lost concentration, seeing Evangelos fall off. 2 laps from the finish, and Dan Butler's beginning to close on Phil Ingram. Jamie Jenkins is behind Sam Garford now. And here's Kieran McCullough trying to pick off Chris Bell for 15th. I suspect this will be a score that he'll drop along with the first final. A lap and a half to go. Phil Ingram leads Dan Butler, seems to have it under control. Chris Bell puts a move on Mark Laucombe. That's for 14th. Kieran McCullough takes the opportunity as well. Although he's on the grass. The drivers are struggling. They make it look easy, but I can assure you it is not. These are some of the trickiest conditions we've seen this season. This camera is giving you the kind of view you would see if you were sat in a car looking through your visor. Final lap for Phil Ingram, Dan Butler. Well, it looks like Phil Ingram's got it under control, but Dan Butler isn't finished. He's got his own line through turn 1, as he has through many of the other corners. Running up the hill. Phil keeping him at arm's length. Well, running down Ashby, Phil Ingram appears to have this one under control. Oh, as he run wide, he's on a different line. Well, Dan's closed in a few kart lengths. Phil turning into Parker on a different line again. And here comes Dan Butler. He's used that before. There's just a bit more grip up the inside. Now, is he going to go defensive? Of course he is. How much does Phil Ingram want to win this one? And how much is he settling for second and thinking about his championship? Well, Dan's turned in. He's got to the toe. Unless he loses momentum, he's going to hang on to this one. Yes, he has. He's got the momentum. Dan Butler's run an intelligent race and is going to win the second race from Whilton Mill. But the big winners on the event are Phil Ingram and Sam Garford. Sam Garford takes a 4-point advantage over Phil Ingram into the final round of the championship.